Good evening, Draftaholics. Welcome to Draft Punks. I'm Sam.
And I'm Adrian.
And it's tier list time. We're doing this, baby. All right, let's talk about draft archetypes for Edge of Eternities. We're going to pop all 10 of them, plus some other spicy ones that we might have in mind up here. This one's going to be really interesting to talk about because I actually think the power level across this format is really flat. We would not be unjustified to just chuck everything in tier C. Not that we've called them tier C. But we'll get to that in a moment. Adrian, I'm curious if you also think of the same best deck in the format for me. For me, there's only one that goes in this finely named red tier up here. Do you have a stab at what it is?
I mean, is this Sam's ratings or is this the real world?
Sam's.
Okay, it's blue-black then.
Okay, so we're going to put blue-green up here.
Oh!
Blue-black is, of course, the best, but I think blue-green is noticeably more powerful than everything else in the format.
Interesting.
For two reasons. One, I just think green and blue are probably the two best colors, and also it's just really easy for it to be good. The green cards don't really ask anything of you. A lot of the blue cards are just pretty rawly powerful. You don't need to get synergies and complex things and play in weird ways. Just play good cards. And it's very good. Deck is very good. I'm generally pretty terrified when I see a forest followed by an island.
Okay. I didn't know. I don't have any strong opinions about blue-green, but I can see it.
Yeah. And so I think the story of this format has been, at least as I conceptualize it in my head, is big green dude decks and Grixis Artifact decks.
Okay.
That's been kind of how I've been thinking about it. So let's talk about the other green decks for a moment. I think I started pretty low on green-white, but I have come up on it. I think this is actually a totally solid deck.
Okay.
I think it's totally fine. It's not exciting. You know, it's a fine place to land, but you get good green cards, and when the white is open, which it often is, because white just is a bit of a loner in this format. It doesn't go particularly well with anything, and so when it's open and you get good stuff, sometimes you do the counters thing, sometimes you go wide, sometimes you go big. Doesn't really matter. It's generally pretty solid. Black green I have actually quite liked. You get just the solid green dudes and the black removal, and that's just a good combination. I think they're all going in our wee ballin' tier because you're not kind of mega hyped for this. You're not going to be doing anything really powerful, but it's just totally solid and it will just do its thing really nicely every time.
Yeah, see, I would have thought green-black was higher, but yeah, I could.
I mean, I'll put it after. I'll put it ahead of green-white at least. I think I prefer to be green-black than green-white.
Yeah.
And then red-green can probably go here as well, but hey, look, we got to get some differentiation. I think red-green, when it comes together, is really good. And again, I can say that about everything in this list. Everything, when it comes together, is really good. Red-green just doesn't seem to get there as often. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, yes. Yeah, I'm willing to go there with you, yeah.
I think it's partly because a lot of the red stuff plays really well in the artifact space or the sacrifice space or that sort of thing. And like you can make the good red-green landfall deck happen. It just requires the cards to fall in a certain way.
Yeah.
I have ended up there when I shouldn't have been, certainly.
Okay.
We might as well just get the slop out of here. I think there's only one archetype in the format that you actively want to avoid. Like, I'm happy being red-green. Red-green is fine in this format. There's one that I don't want to be, which is obviously...
Can I guess?
Oh, yeah.
I know you're dragging your mouse down to red-white, but I want to believe it's blue-white.
Okay, cool. So red-white is completely unplayable. It is absolute dreck. It is unplayable slop. And it's not just because I hate red-white. It is actually just really bad in this format. Again.
Well, look.
Not just me, I promise.
But that makes you happy.
This makes me very happy. This is part of what makes this format so great. Is that you don't run into stupid red-white aggro decks that kill you on turn 3 or 4. Yeah. I've seen some pros talking about ways to do red-white, and it's not as aggro. It's to do it as kind of like a mid-rangey sort of deck, and I think there's probably something there, but I don't have any interest in it, so we're going to leave that in slop.
Okay.
Now, let's talk about the stuff I am interested in. So that's the green decks. The stuff I really liked is the Grixis Artifacts space. This has been where I've done most of my
I am aware
drafts.
of this. I can see that's why you got all the green stuff out first.
Oh yeah. We had to get the elephant out of the room. Let's talk Grixis Artifacts. After playing around a lot with each of the 3 different color pairs that go in there, I have found a favorite. And Adrian, you're going to be shocked to hear that it's
yeah. Oh, not that strong though.
No, I think green blue is alone up here. I think it is noticeably head and shoulders above everything else.
Wow. Okay.
But I love blue black. And part of what I like about all 3 of these decks is they're so flexible. There's lots of different ways that you can do them. Blue black can play as control. It can play as tempo with lots of mechanozoas. It can play with lots of artifact synergies if you get a couple of relics and self-craft mechans. It can play with sacrifice synergies if you get a bunch of the Embrace Oblivions and Virus Beetles. And it's really fun to draft because you've got to just kind of figure out which of those spaces you're going to be as you go. And it often just like changes very dynamically as you move through. Very fun to draft. And I've found to be very powerful.
Okay.
The blue cards are just great. The black removal is great. The card advantage is really important in this format because this is not a red-white kill you format. This is a format where good card draw is good. And it's one of the decks that lets you spend your mana really well. Because it's got such good card draw and it's got great things like the Mechanozoa that you can play at 3 and 6. And so a lot of the archetypes have a bit of a problem with kind of flooding out a bit too much, but blue-black not so much. So I think green-blue is probably just a better deck on average, but I'm very happy every time I can end up blue-black.
Okay. I would have put my experiences with red-black have been better than my blue-black experiences, but then I mean we're also talking to Sam here, so getting you off of blue-black would be hard.
Well, let's talk about black-red then, because I was kind of fluctuating between these 2 tiers for the black-red. But if you're up for it, I'm happy to chuck the black-red up here.
I think it belongs there. I've really enjoyed my time in black-red. I think it's possibly, if you had asked me what's the strongest color pair, I still would have said black-red.
Oh, nice, cool. What makes it tick? Like, what have you found makes it really good?
I think it's just really synergistic. There's decent creatures that die into lander tokens or die into other creatures. The removal available at both black and red are really efficient and good. And I mean, the signpost uncommon is just awesome. It's fantastic. I like it. I just like it.
And if you can get a good build of it, it can also get that good amount of card advantage and use of your mana going with the Interceptor Mechan and with the Slag Scrappers. You can draw a lot of your deck and use a lot of your mana and keep kind of churning through things. So yeah, I've liked black-red a lot as well.
100%.
My only issue with it and why I was a little hesitant is some of its creatures are a bit small ball. And so when you run into the green decks that just play Germinating Worm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I have come up against that, where you just sort of have to have a lot of removal to get rid of those things.
Yep. Yeah, and the unconditional removal as well. But I like black-red. And if you're finding you're not having super success with black-red, keep trying it and trying different things, because I don't know about you, Adrian, but it took me a little while to like get the hang of it. Like there are some cards that are not, you wouldn't expect to be good that are good.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that being said, this is really not my format. I have been doing very poorly this format, and I don't know why. So I don't know. Maybe also don't listen to me. Who knows?
On the other hand, I think this has been my best ever, actually.
Wow.
I've been consistently doing really well on this one. I don't think I've dipped below 60% on the win rate yet.
Very nice.
Which is better than I normally do. So that's really good with the amount of dicking around that I tend to do in formats. So I'm a fan of this. The last one in the Grixis space is blue-red, and I do really like blue-red. I'm going to bump it down into wee ballin' though, because it's a little bit fiddly in the things that you need to come together to get it to work. A little bit like red-green in that, like, when it gets there, it's great. But it's just a little bit, you kind of need certain pieces to make it work.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. Blue-red has not seemed as good as blue-black or black-red for me. I think black's just a really good color if you're in the artifact space. and I would want to be black if I was playing artifacts.
Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. So yeah, I like blue red, and I'm very happy to end up there. I'd probably prefer to be it than either of these two. But it's probably just because it plays into my style a little bit more. I think this is the lowest on. Oh no, it's come up a little bit. On the actual 17 lands data, there's Izzet, Boros, and Golgari are right down the bottom.
Wow.
So we're kind of in there. All right, last couple to talk about. Let's talk about white black. Do you have any good experience with white black?
I've played it. I think I've played it once or twice, and I didn't have a build that was like trying to do the white black thing, and it was subsequently bad. It was just white black cards. So I can't speak to the actual archetype as it's intended to be played, but I have had pretty bad luck with it. I would put it in slop or fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it down in fine, which is controversial because it is, I believe, currently the second best archetype.
Really?
By the data, yeah.
Wow.
Which is wild to me. I was shocked when I saw that. This is definitely one where you're not supposed to do the signpost thing. It is not a go white deck. It's kind of just play good white and black cards. And if you're just going to play the good cards in the colors, I would so much prefer to be anything that's sitting above it.
Yeah, right.
So people might come at me for that one, but hey, that's what these tier lists are for. It's engagement bait.
Exactly.
The last one is blue-white. Do you have much experience with blue-white?
I think I've played it once. I, again, didn't have very much luck with it because of me and this format. But it felt okay. It was just like, here's some artifacts. Actually, I did try and do the double spell thing in my first draft in this format, so I think I've done it twice. And the double spell thing, I think, was bad, but I also didn't have a great build of it, so I don't know, middle to fine? Where are you putting it?
Yeah, so it's funny that we do this right now, because the draft I did just before we started recording today was a blue-white deck, and I absolutely dumpstered everyone. It was one of the most powerful decks I've had in this format, which I do really want to get across. Even in the fine category, you can have an incredibly powerful deck. But I think that is where blue-white lands. It's in a bit of a weird space where I don't think the double spell thing is it.
No, I didn't have much luck with it.
Like, I really just had a lot of powerful blue cards, and then 2 of the Rescuer Skiff and a couple of other, like, decent white cards. Which is kind of something I've noticed in this format in general, is that a lot of the time you're supposed to just ignore what you're, like, quote unquote supposed to do, right? Like, green-black is not a graveyard reanimator deck.
No, it's really not.
Green-white can do the counters thing, and there are some good synergies there, but it doesn't need to be. I'm not going out of my way to, like, make the counters thing happen.
No.
White-black is strictly not a go-wide deck. There are 0 go-wide cards in black at common. And not many or any at uncommon either.
Yeah, you're right.
There are some powerful double spell cards, like the Gigastorm Titan, but that's just a good card. You just put it in your deck.
Yeah, that's the thing that I've noticed. The things that are, like, the good double spell cards are the things that pay themselves off. They're not like a card with a payoff on it for double spelling.
Yeah.
Like, it's this one costs cheaper. This one makes anything cost cheaper. And those are the good ones.
Yeah. So when I end up in blue-white, it's not like I'm trying to grab the blue can-tripping thing so I can make sure I can double spell. You're going to double spell. It's a game of Magic. Just play Gigastorm Titan, play good blue cards and white cards. Happy days.
Yeah, I agree.
I think where that starts to fall apart a little bit is in the Grixis Artifact space, which is possibly why I like that area, because it gives you an opportunity to put synergies together and do cool things. You know, you can put your Cryogen Relic with your Slag Drill Scrapper. You can do all of those cool things. So, and that's kind of been my experience with the format as a whole. Is oftentimes you don't go for the synergies, and a big part of it is just understanding that actually in some cases you're supposed to actively not do them. Yeah,
okay.
All right, one last one, and this is the one that I'm kind of exploring at the moment. I'm not I'm not mega experienced with it yet, but this is the 5-color deck, and I'm popping it up here.
I can see this.
I have been really impressed with it so far. So the idea of it is you use all of the lander cards to splash as many colors as you want. Now, when we say 5-color, it doesn't have to be literally 5. Sometimes it's just 3. But the idea is just use the landers to splash every powerful card that you can get your hands on. And because the power level across the format is so flat, that gives you a little bit of a leg up. If you can grab the powerful cards from every archetype, while everybody else has to just take the powerful cards in their 2 colors, it gives you a bit of a leg up. So I have liked it. And I'm still trying to master it a little bit. It's usually base green because that's where most of the landers are, but I was listening to Jason Yee and some other pros talking recently about how they will sometimes like actually splash green for the lander cards.
Wow.
And then just play Esper. And then just literally do the splash green for fixing thing. So this is cool. This is cool space. Without any dual lands in this set, we thought that there wasn't really going to be much of this sort of thing. But it's tricky to build, so don't go into this if you've only done a draft or 2. This one probably takes a bit of experience, but I've liked it so far. Yeah,
and I've said it before and I'll say it again, and you seemed to disagree with me a little bit, at least at the time. But never before has there been a format where basics are indeed fixing. And like you can just chuck in a single mountain and grab it with your lander token that you're almost certainly going to get.
Yeah. I think early in the format, I was really just in the mindset of, no, it's like 2 colors. There's no dual lands. There's no evolving wilds. The one land that we do get at common that fixes is bad. Or at least like requires a lot of effort to make it good. But I've come more up on that style that you pitched to me early on. It does mean you got to have enough landers, but if you can get there, yeah, do it.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear all your thoughts. What are you doing to make the 5-color thing happen? What do you disagree with about this? What would you have higher? What would you have lower? This one's been a really tough one to try to figure out because I have felt like everything is so flat and a lot of the synergies don't work. And then some of them, when you do know how to do the synergy thing and you go deep on it, it is really powerful. So really interesting format. I'm absolutely having a blast. This is one of my favorite in a while.
I'm very happy for you. I hope that my win rate increases soon. But yeah, I mean, it's cool opinions, and I wish I knew more and was better at this format.
More drafts together then.
Hell yeah.
We pop them up on the channel. If you don't know us, we're the Draft Punks. We do roughly weekly draft videos, roughly weekly, some constructed videos, often in Modern. If you want to see what we're doing in draft, the last one that we did was a very cool one. Actually, I think all the ones we've done in this format have been a lot of fun. So go check them out. You can see them there. We should have another one coming out this week. That's the end of the video.
Hell yeah.